In the not-so-distant future, Earth faced an existential threat. A powerful alien race, known as the Zalorans, sent a warning. A mysterious armada was heading toward the solar system, capable of erasing entire planets. Earth's governments scrambled, uniting their forces to send their best into space. Among the chosen was Captain Alex Carter, a decorated fighter pilot known for his unmatched skill and fearless heart. Alex had been trained to fight since childhood. He knew war, tactics, and survival, but nothing could prepare him for what awaited in the cold expanse of space. In Alex's childhood, he was part of a brutal conflict known as the Solar Defense War, a war fought between Earth and a rogue faction of colonists who had broken away to form the Helian Federation. This faction sought control over the solar system's most vital resources, threatening the stability of Earth and its colonies. At just 14, Alex was recruited into the Earth Defense Initiative as part of a specialized youth training program, one designed to mold young prodigies into battle-hardened soldiers. Despite his age, Alex displayed an extraordinary aptitude for tactics, marksmanship, and hand-to-hand combat, earning a reputation as a child soldier with an iron will. The story opens with dramatic music and a quick montage of space battles, flashing between the calm beauty of planets and the violent chaos of starship warfare. The narrator's voice, deep and engaging, begins. In the heart of the solar system, a young warrior emerged from the fires of battle. The screen cuts to a young Alex, suited up in a sleek black exosuit, his face hard but determined, looking out over the chaos of a battlefield on Titan, Saturn's largest moon. The Helian Federation had launched a surprise assault on the Titan military outpost, a key stronghold for Earth's forces. Alex, barely a teenager, was thrown into the heat of battle when his training squad was ambushed during a reconnaissance mission. Narrator: At only 14, Alex Carter faced the impossible, outnumbered, outgunned, but never outmatched. The camera zooms in on Alex as he takes cover behind a jagged piece of metal, his hands shaking as he grips a plasma rifle. Explosions rock the ground around him, illuminating the icy moon's surface with blinding flashes. Alex's heart pounds in his chest as the battle rages on, but his mind is sharp. He spots an opening in the enemy's formation, a narrow tunnel through the craters leading to the Helian command bunker. Narrator: In that moment, Alex's mind raced, not with fear, but with a plan. Alex signals his squad mates, kids like him, their faces pale and eyes wide with terror. But Alex keeps his voice calm, guiding them through the chaos. The audience can see his strategic mind at work as he orchestrates an ambush, using the craters of Titan to their advantage. The team sneaks through the frozen terrain, the tension mounting with every step. Suddenly, Helian drones descend, their laser fire lighting up the cold darkness. Alex rolls to the side, firing back with pinpoint accuracy, taking down one drone after another. But it's not just about the action. It's about Alex's leadership. In the chaos, he keeps his team together, pushing them forward toward the command bunker. Narrator: But it wasn't just skill with a rifle that made Alex stand out. It was his unwavering determination and the way he inspired those around him to fight like warriors, even when all hope seemed lost. The final moments of the battle are intense. Alex's squad reaches the bunker, but the doors are locked tight, and time is running out. With a quick glance, Alex notices a control panel hidden behind a force field generator. With only moments to spare, Alex uses his knowledge of enemy tech to disable the force field, allowing his squad to breach the bunker and capture the enemy commanders, effectively ending the Titan offensive. The video fades out with a heroic shot of Alex standing in front of his team, his face covered in dirt and sweat, but his eyes shining with determination. The narrator's voice speaks one final line as the music swells. This was the beginning of Alex Carter's journey, a young soldier, hardened by war, destined for the stars. This background not only explains Alex's experience, but makes the story engaging for a YouTube audience, capturing their attention with visuals of action-packed space warfare and the emotional weight of a young hero rising against the odds. Now in this age, Alex's mission was simple: Intercept the Xaloran fleet before it reached Earth and establish peace, if possible. Otherwise, fight. The Xaloran defense system was unlike anything humanity had ever encountered. A true marvel of alien engineering, designed for absolute dominance in the cold reaches of space. Their ships were not just fast, they moved with eerie precision, each vessel equipped with a quantum flux engine, allowing them to bend space itself. This enabled the Xaloran fleet to perform what appeared to be instantaneous, unpredictable shifts in position. One moment, an enemy ship would be on Alex's radar. The next, it would vanish only to reappear behind him in a deadly strike position. The Xaloran shielding technology was also revolutionary. Instead of the traditional energy barriers used by human fleets, their shields were bioplasmic fields, alive in a sense. These fields could adapt to any incoming energy signature, absorbing it and then redirecting the energy in a concentrated counterattack. The more firepower a human ship unleashed, the stronger the Xaloran defenses became, turning aggression into a weapon against its attackers. But the most terrifying aspect of their technology was the Sentient A battle network. Every Xaloran ship was linked to a central intelligence that controlled their movements in perfect synchronization. The Xaloran ships didn't just react to threats, they anticipated them. It was as if the enemy could read Alex's every move before he made it, adjusting their tactics in real time, creating a web of deception and strategic mastery that left human pilots outclassed. To make matters worse, Xaloran weaponry was light years ahead of human armaments. Their plasma cannons didn't just fire energy blasts. They launched dark, matter-infused projectiles that could phase through standard shielding, making them almost impossible to block. These projectiles would rip through hulls like paper, leaving devastating black holes in their wake, pulling anything nearby into the void. In this battlefield of technology and terror, Alex and his squadron found themselves in the crosshairs of a force that seemed unstoppable. It wasn't just about fighting. It was about surviving against an enemy whose superiority felt insurmountable. As Alex's squadron breached the Xaloran defenses, they were immediately outmatched. The Xaloran technology was far more advanced, and their ships moved with precision that defied anything human pilots had seen. It wasn't long before Alex's ship was hit. His craft spun out of control, hurtling toward the enemy mothership. He crashed onto the Xaloran vessel, barely escaping the wreckage. But instead of facing his death at the hands of hostile forces, Alex found himself surrounded by a strange, glowing energy field that subdued him. He was brought to the throne room of the Xaloran royal ship, where he would meet her, Princess Lyra, for the first time. Princess Lyra of Sailor stood tall and commanding, her shimmering silver skin glowing faintly in the dim light. Her long, iridescent hair cascaded down her back like stardust, and her violet eyes held a quiet power, capable of seeing through a person's soul. She was unlike anything Alex had ever seen, beautiful, yet distant, regal, yet alien. Lyra stepped forward, intrigued by the human before her. She had studied Earth from afar, knowing that her people planned an invasion, but she had never come face to face with a human warrior. She sensed no fear in Alex, only defiance and a strange intensity she found captivating. "What brings you to my ship, Earthling?" Her voice was melodic, but her tone was sharp. Alex straightened, meeting her gaze without faltering. "I came to protect my planet. We will not let you destroy Earth." Lyra's lips curved into a faint smile, though her eyes remained serious. "And you think you alone can stop an empire that has conquered galaxies? I'm not here to bargain. I'm here to fight," Alex said, though his heart pounded in his chest. But Lyra's next words took him by surprise. "Perhaps we do not need to fight. Perhaps there is another way." The princess was bound by duty to lead her people, but she had never desired war. She had always believed there was a way for different species to coexist. The idea of wiping out an entire planet of sentient beings weighed heavily on her, but her people demanded conquest. Meeting Alex sparked something deep within her, an opportunity to change the course of history. Over the next few days, Lyra kept Alex as her guest rather than a prisoner. They talked, sharing stories of their worlds, their cultures, and their dreams. Lyra found herself drawn to Alex's passion, his courage, and the way he spoke about Earth as if it were a living, breathing thing worth protecting. Alex, in turn, was mesmerized by Lyra's wisdom, her compassion, and the burdens she carried as the princess of an empire on the verge of war. As they spent more time together, their bond deepened. They began to see each other not as enemies, but as kindred souls trapped in circumstances beyond their control. Slowly, what started as diplomacy turned into something more, a connection that transcended species, space, and war. One night, as they stood on the observation deck, looking out into the vastness of space, Lyra confessed her deepest fears. "I do not want to lead my people into war, but if I defy the council, it will mean civil unrest. My people are not yet ready to accept peace." Alex reached for her hand, his rough, battle-worn fingers gently wrapping around her slender ones. "We'll find a way." Together. Their eyes met, and in that moment, they both knew that their destinies had become intertwined. They shared a tender kiss, bathed in the light of distant stars. It was a moment of peace in the chaos of the universe, a fleeting yet eternal connection that neither of them had expected. As the Saloran Council's patience wore thin, the looming threat of war became palpable. Princess Lyra felt the weight of her empire's expectations crushing her. She had been raised to lead, to conquer, to expand their borders as her ancestors had done for millennia. But standing on the precipice of war with Earth, her heart hesitated. Was this truly the legacy she wanted to leave? Alex's presence had shaken something inside her. He was different from the Zalorans, passionate, defiant, and stubborn in his belief that Earth, despite its limitations, was worth protecting. Over the days that Alex had spent aboard the Zaloran royal ship, they had shared more than stories of their worlds. They had shared their fears, dreams, and most importantly, their vulnerabilities. Lyra hosted Alex in a part of the ship reserved for high dignitaries, a grand, domed chamber made of shimmering translucent material, offering a view of the stars stretching out into the infinite. There, amidst the quiet hum of the ship, they had countless conversations. Alex would often speak of Earth's resilience, how humanity had survived countless trials, wars, natural disasters, even near extinction, always rising from the ashes, never giving up. Lyra, in turn, spoke of her people's longing for stability, their centuries of expansion to avoid internal collapse, and the fear that peace would lead to their downfall. But with each conversation, she realized the true reason for her hesitation. Deep down, she didn't want to be the harbinger of destruction. She saw in Alex a glimpse of another path. As the days passed, the growing closeness between Alex and Lyra didn't just ignite feelings. They began to work together, weaving a plan that could change the course of both their futures. Lyra would confront the Saloran Council, not with a plea but with the authority of her royal lineage. She knew the risks. Her people's hunger for conquest was deep-seated, and her own hesitation could be seen as weakness, potentially leading to a coup. But she also knew that Alex's presence had opened a door to an alternative future, one where they didn't need to annihilate Earth, but could forge an alliance, a partnership that would benefit both species. Alex's part of the plan was just as dangerous. He had to return to his people, convincing Earth's military leaders to hold off their attack. Earth's fleet was fast approaching, armed and ready to defend the planet from annihilation. Convincing them to stand down, even temporarily, could be seen as betrayal. His loyalty to his planet, his comrades, everything he had fought for would be questioned. Yet, for the sake of peace, Alex was willing to risk it all. The time came when their plan would be tested. Lyra stood before the Saloran Council, a regal figure draped in flowing robes that shimmered like stardust. Her voice was steady, but her heart pounded in her chest. She knew that the slightest hint of fear or indecision could lead to disaster. In that moment, she felt Alex's presence, his strength, his belief in her, even though he was light years away. With all due respect, she began, her voice carrying the weight of authority, we stand at the edge of war, not out of necessity, but out of fear of what we do not understand. Earth is not a planet to be conquered. It is a planet that could be our greatest ally. We must embrace a future built on cooperation, not destruction. Her words were met with silence at first. The council members, many of whom were hardened by decades of conquest, exchanged skeptical glances. But there was something in Lyra's tone, a confidence, a vision of a future that they hadn't considered before. Slowly, one by one, some of the more progressive members nodded in agreement. It wasn't enough to sway the entire council, but it was enough to buy time. At the same time, Alex flew back to Earth, his ship battered but operational. As he neared the fleet, his heart raced. Would they even listen to him? Could he convince them that a truce was possible? The commanders were skeptical. Earth had been on high alert for weeks, ready to unleash everything they had to defend the planet. But Alex's reputation as a hero, combined with his impassioned plea, gave him a chance. I've been aboard their ships. I've spoken to their leader. They don't want war, not all of them. Give us a chance to negotiate before you fire the first shot. Against all odds, Alex's words resonated with his superiors. They agreed to hold the line, giving Lyra the time she needed to sway the Solaran Council. What followed was a tense standoff, the fate of both Earth and the Solaran Empire hanging in the balance. In neutral space, the two sides met. Alex stood alongside Lyra, their bond no longer a secret but a symbol of hope. The negotiations were tense, with both sides wary of betrayal, but the love between Alex and Lyra became the cornerstone of the talks. It was their connection, their shared belief in a future without war, that bridged the divide. Through their love and determination, they showed both sides that differences could be overcome, not by force, but through understanding and cooperation. For humanity, the lesson was clear. In times of fear and uncertainty, war may seem like the only option, but it is often the most destructive path. Alexa's journey showed that courage isn't just about fighting. It's about knowing when to lay down arms, when to trust, and when to build bridges instead of walls. His bond with Lyra became a testament to the power of connection across galaxies, across species, and beyond the boundaries of tradition. The love story between Alex and Lyra wasn't just a personal triumph. It became the foundation of a new alliance, one that would change the course of history for both Earth and Zalar. Their love taught their people that peace was possible, that even in the vastness of space, amid war and chaos, a single bond could light the way to a better future. As the stars continued to burn in the endless void, Alex and Lyra knew they had found something eternal, something written not just in the annals of history, but in the very fabric of the cosmos. Their love would stand as a reminder for generations to come. In the darkest of times, love is the most powerful force of all.